Put it out 10 years later. Oh, that's cool. What am I doing? Oh, all right.
Introduction.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome to another installment of The Why, where we sit down with people that we think are it right now, right? And will we it in the future? That's big. I'm Mark Williams, and I have Clay Brown as our executive producer, and we brought somebody along today that we think is one of those. Introduce yourself to the people.
Sure. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys both for having me here. My name is Kristen Podlovits. I work for the New York Liberty in the sales department. So anything from groups, premium services, just season ticket holders in general. Everyone in that building is because of me and my team.
No, you guys are killing it. Ain't gonna lie, the Liberty games be lit. All right, so what is your why? Why? Because I know that you played basketball all the way through as a youth.
Yeah.
How did you get into basketball, and what made you stay in basketball, and what made you take that basketball love into the corporate world now?
For sure. Definitely started when I was probably 5 years old in like instructional basketball, learning how to dribble and things like that. Moved my way up to CYO. Played CYO all the way up until 8th grade. My sisters and I run that league right now for St. Margaret's School. Just coaching really from 1st grade all the way up until 8th grade. Just really giving back to those girls and being that like safe space for them. Worked my way all the way to college. Played for Baruch College, and now I work for the Liberty. But my reason why is really just figuring out who I was. That was my comfort zone. I felt like I was a part of something, and just really having that voice advocating for women and women in sport. I thought was really important.
Did you feel that basketball is your safe space where you get to know who you were as a person?
Oh, 1,000%. I can't even, anyone I see growing up, I'm like, put them in sports. Like, they learn how to be a leader, be part of a team, like, take constructive criticism. Like, if you get hit, like, you're going to get back up. Like, so I think that's definitely my reason why.
Okay, you mentioned Baruch. One of the best business schools, is not an ad, one of the best business schools in the Northeast.
In the country.
Okay, my bad. In the country, but not known primarily for the basketball program, right?
Yeah.
Now, how was that experience going from somebody that's probably at Mary Lewis High School, your TMLA, right?
Yep.
Someone that was getting a lot of recognition as a program at that particular time, going to Baruch and then taking that love of basketball to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. I'll bring it back to high school, where Joanne Arbitello was my coach. She really taught me the ropes, I will say. So shout out to her for sure. Just being that strong individual, then moving to D3, like we all have the hopes of being D1 or D2, but, I genuinely wanted to play, not just be, a bench player. So D3 was my route. Came in as a freshman, and I was a three-point shooter. So my coach was like, nah, that's not going to be you. Like, you're going to be the point guard for us. So you're going to learn, just how to be that. So, it's really just working through all of that as an athlete, going to class, in and out. I also worked for Nike for 7 years as a manager. So just really finding that work-life balance, was really important, but also being that somebody in sport and having that voice. So it's funny, I actually studied psychology.
At a business school?
At a business school,
Okay.
Which is crazy. I actually started out in business freshman year, and then I actually played softball, which probably nobody knows about, in college.
Yeah. Nobody knows about that.
So did 2 sports at once, and I was like, honestly, like I wasn't able to handle the business school and then play both sports as well. So I moved that route to psychology, learned a lot there. And at that same time, like I said, I was working for Nike. And I also was a Nike community ambassador, just really learning like being that voice for the youth. And I always knew, after working at Nike for 7 years, I'm like, I need some change. Like, I want to make a change, in the industry as a whole. So, full circle, my Baruch athletic trainer, Terry Acosta, she is now the head trainer for the Liberty. So she's the one who was like, hey, Kristen, like, I think you'd be a great fit here at the Liberty. I literally interview for a sales position, get the job, and the rest is history. You know, I'm there now, going on my 3rd season as well. And I think it's really, really important to me. You know, I'm not sales. Everyone thinks like, oh, it's about the money and all this. Like, it's a community. Like, it's a family. I see people from my high school, from when I was younger. I bring all my kids out, you know, just so they have that experience. You know, the vibe in that arena is insane. And I could walk into that arena, you know, on game day and be like, I did that.
Right.
So it's a really like wholesome experience.
You mentioned St. Margaret's CYO program, and you mentioned right after you said giving back. That's giving back on the court. Now you're giving back for others in the stands. Do you feel that that's your passion as far as giving back to the communities as far as basketball, related to basketball?
Yeah, I will definitely say that that's my passion. You know, I could say I did this, I did that, but really making that lasting impression on those kids. Like, they come into practice, like, I'm trying to teach them, like, I'm trying to help you guys grow, trying to prepare you for high school, you know, for college, just like what you're about to face. Don't get me wrong, we all want to have fun and things like that, but when I tell you to, like, be there on time for practice, like, don't be late, it's really because when you get to high school, right, like, you're not going to see the court if you're late to practice or fooling around or anything of that sort. And then moving to the Liberty, it's more so, you know, that connection that they have with their family. Maybe, you know, that little girl or that little boy is just like, I want to go back. You know, like, I had the best time, whether they're dancing with Ellie, you know, getting to meet a player before the game. It's just really, it's really fulfilling that I could be like, I made them happy.
Now, did you go to a Liberty game when they were at the Garden?
It's funny, I did not.
Really? That's the heyday, like,
I know.
Teresa Weatherspoon and all of them.
They went to MSG, Westchester, back to Barclays. But yeah, I did not.
Now, you've been to other arenas as far as Liberty games and WNBA, correct?
Yeah, it's funny. I've been to one Liberty game before I even worked for them up in Westchester. And it's like, dang, like, these women are really playing in like a high school gym. Like, that's so embarrassing. You know, it's just like, that's why I'm so happy that, like, the growth.
So that's the segue. So you compare the two, and you obviously in your position, you have something to do with that. What is the major difference from playing in the county center? You guys were they were county center, to where you are playing at this NBA level arena. What's the difference?
Yeah, you know, it's always like, why do the women have to prove themselves? Like, you know, when you're in the park and, you know, we're all waiting on the side, like, pick me. It's like, you always feel like you have to prove yourself. So just really moving from Westchester to Barclays is just like we blew that thing out the park. You know, we've grown our fan base, you know, just within these past 3 months. I could tell you it's probably like 2,000 more people. You know, I have some of my clients they get on the phone with me and they're like, I've been here since 97. Like, I've been a member for older than you are. And I'm just like, damn, like, these people are really ride or dies. And it's passionate. Passionate for women's sport, like the team, like, even when the Liberty were losing, you know, like, they're like, nah, we're going to get there one day.
That's a fact.
And, you know, we are there now. And it's just like, we need to continue to advocate for women's sports, like, not just basketball, you know, across the entire board.
I agree. Okay. What's the end goal? What's the end game for you? Obviously, to be the chairperson of the Liberty and or the WNBA. But
that's too much pressure for me. I don't want that.
Your phone must never stop ringing. But what on your level, what do you see as far as you personally, as far as your impact on the community, and then also the position within the Liberty as a whole?
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied where I am currently. You know, I get to actually dictate what income I get, being that I'm in sales, you know, and we also actually work for the Nets as well. Our company is BSE Global, so, you know, we have everything from whether it's concerts, Brooklyn, Liberty. But the angle, definitely want to stay in women's sports, you know, creating that experience for other people. So I haven't really thought about currently next steps, but really just making an impact on everyone around me, and making sure that I continue to do that day in and day out.
Yeah, again, goes back to St. Margaret's. Have a give back type of a mindset or mantra for the most part. That's good stuff. Last question. This is going to be a rapid fire question.
Oh, man.
And I'm making it off the top of my head. All right. You're a New Yorker, native New Yorker.
Born and raised in Queens.
Okay. Queens, perfect. All right. Best pizza.
Best pizza.
Best pizza spot.
Carlos Pizza on Metro.
Okay. Best Queens play of all time, to your knowledge, because you're not as old as me.
Tina Charles.
Great.
Yeah.
Great one. Christ the King.
Christ the King. Sue Bird.
Ooh, she's Long Island, but we'll go with she.
All right, but she played for Christ the King.
Yeah, she played for Christ the King. She played for Christ the King. Hardest competitor that you've seen in person. It doesn't have to be somebody you played against or somebody that you've seen, because you see the Libyan and you see Asia Wilson or those type. Who's the one like, oh shit?
Oof, that's a really tough question. I'm gonna stick with my Liberty, and I would hate to play against Benaja Laney.
Really?
Yeah, to me, she's one of the best defenders in the league.
She does lock down, yeah.
Like,
and she got like a mean streak to it too.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, best shooter you've ever seen? This one you better be a Liberty one.
Oof, best shooter. I'll say Sab.
Okay.
Sabrina.
Okay, yeah.
Ionescu.
Yeah. I agree. Agreed. You agree? Last one. If you had to play against anyone, who would you play against? A one-on-one. Who would be your all-time person you like? I want to play against that person.
Ooh. I don't know about playing against, because I get my ass busted.
No, we all, yeah.
I'd say Stewie.
You can get her though. She's on the court.
I've like spoken to her before and things like that. But just like learning about her experience as well, like getting that connection with her, I think is pretty important and pretty dope. But yeah, she probably bust my ass, but it's all good.
Hey, I don't think anybody can bust your ass. I believe in you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming by and tell us your why. I'm sure that the people don't know that sales is just as important as, like I mentioned earlier.
For sure.
That's important also. There's more jobs off the court than actually on the court.
Agreed.
Related to basketball. But again, thank you. Any shout outs?
Shout out my Liberty, as always. I just really want to thank you guys for hosting. I really think that it's important to have, people like us just telling our stories, keep being that voice, whether it's for the youth and just for women in general. And you definitely host that space for us, so thank you.
Thank you. We out. That was good shit.